Excellencies, ambassadors, defense attaches, reverend fathers, dear compatriots, dear guests. Today we have gathered here at the Armenian Embassy to celebrate the 28th anniversary of Armenia's independence. I'd like to first of all to thank you for accepting this invitation and joining us tonight for this wonderful celebration. 28 years ago, we rebuilt a state where we became the owners of our own destiny and started to develop a bright and vibrant future for our people. 28 years ago, the whole Armenian nation almost unanimously announced to the world that they assume anew the duty, the responsibility, and the right of mastering their own destiny. Dear guests, indeed, independence is a duty. Whatever we gain or lose, we do it ourselves. We are responsible for ourselves. Independence is hard work every day. There are efforts to be made by each individual, from little children, as we just saw, to the eldest, by those who are born in their homeland and those who live far away. Independence is not for us alone, but it is our responsibility to ensure for future generations. As our ancestors provided for us, we must leave a legacy that is both worth dying for and, more importantly, worth living for. Above all, independence is our national right and identity. It is the rock-solid foundation on which the centuries-old dream of all Armenians rises and advances. That foundation rests on the successful Republic of Armenia. September 21st commemorates the revival of our people, who also survived the first genocide of the 20th century. Most of you know firsthand the tragedy that our people experienced. We Armenians will never forget. We will continue to remember our near extinction as long as the blood of our ancestors from Van, Mush, Trapezon, Yerzenka, Marash, Sebastia, Erzurum, Kharbert, and other places flows through our veins. We should do our best collectively so that our people continue to thrive and contribute to the world and never again face the threat of annihilation. Ladies and gentlemen, only those who were captured violently against their will can understand the true meaning of independence from the perspective of Armenian people. This is why Armenians in Artsakh, Nagorno-Karabakh, fought and won in an unequal war. This is why they raised from the ashes a piece of land which never before was so beautifully cultivated. And this is why they cherish so fervently their right to determine their own future. Artsakh's fight for freedom and the right to live in the ancestral land has been a part of Armenia's post-independence history, as Armenia is the guarantor of Nagorno-Karabakh's people's security. We appreciate the assistance of the international community, particularly including the United States, that do not spare efforts to mediate a peaceful resolution of the conflict within the framework of OSCE Minsk Group, along with other co-chairmen. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no doubt that in the contemporary world, full of contradictions and dangers, the only true guarantee of the Armenian people is the work of protecting our independence, the Armenian sovereign and independent state. This guarantee is built upon the Armenian people, spread all over the world. The unity of our people in these decisive moments is necessary on the road to prosperity. Last year's peaceful, non-violent revolution in Armenia is a vivid proof of that. United, we brought the Republic of Armenia, our centuries-old dream, multiple steps closer to our initial aspirations. United, we made our state more transparent and accountable, a better place to live and to create. One of the most valuable achievements of the Armenian Velvet Revolution, the one that is really unprecedented since the days of the independence movement and Artsakh liberation, is the restoration of the people's belief in their own capacity to bring about change and their optimism for the future. Armenians who had out-migrated from the country as a result of economic hardships started to give the first signals of returning to their homeland, along with diaspora Armenians from many countries across the globe. The Armenian people made clear for themselves and for the world that democracy is irreversible. Armenia is now recognized as one of the front-runners of democratic reforms in the world. This is the ultimate achievement of the Velvet Revolution. Indeed, there are many more steps to be taken, and I am confident that we, united as Armenian people, we will succeed in this endeavor. Ladies and gentlemen, from the outset of the of our independence journey, one of the great friends of Armenia, the United States, shared in our efforts and achievements. The US support and expertise have played a crucial role in establishing state institutions that are capable of overcoming the challenges of transition. Thanks to this support, Armenia has gone through a dramatic and remarkable process of economic and political transformation and reforms. Armenia-United States friendship has been anchored on the strong foundation of shared values. The Velvet Revolution in Armenia opened up a new prospects for further deepening and expanding this partnership. The recent dynamism of the Armenian-US relations speaks for itself. The year has been remarkable for its number of high-level visits and meetings that add new content to our bilateral and multilateral cooperation. The launch of a strategic dialogue between our countries in 2019 will allow us to set a new substantial agenda for the coming years. Ladies and gentlemen, 20 years ago we assumed the responsibility to master our own destiny. 28 years later, we stand strongly committed to carry out that responsibility. Indeed, independence is a duty and responsibility. Grant us more duty, not less. Grant us more responsibility, not less. For independence is a great honor that calls all of us to think, speak, and act with a courage. Long live the Republic of Armenia. Long live Armenia-US friendship. Happy Independence Day, dear compatriots. Thank you very much.
Distinguished guests, friends, and colleagues, it's my pleasure to be with you this evening to celebrate the 28th anniversary of Armenian independence. I would like to thank Ambassador Nersessian and the Embassy of Armenia for inviting me and all of us to this wonderful event this evening. Ambassador Nersessian, you've done a tremendous job and been a tremendous advocate for Armenia-US relations. We thank you very much for all of your hard work. We're grateful for Ambassador Nersessian's leadership in this endeavor and your efforts as well to strengthen the ties between our people. We're pleased Prime Minister Pashinyan had a successful visit just 2 weeks ago, and we hope it's the first of many more successful visits. This year, Armenia celebrates 28 years of independence. In that time, you've made remarkable strides. Over the past nearly 3 decades, Armenia has implemented key democratic and economic reforms. Armenia has developed a vibrant civil society and population committed to democracy. The Armenian economy is modernizing, and Armenia is quickly taking steps to become a technology hub in the region. This is witnessed by Yerevan's hosting in just another week of the World Congress on Information Technology. It's quite an achievement. Armenia's democratic and economic reform efforts remain just as important today as they were 28 years ago. When Armenia set out on this newly independent path, the United States was committed from day one to supporting Armenia's efforts. Efforts reflective of the population's demands and desires. Efforts to combat corruption, establish accountable, transparent institutions, bolster the rule of law, promote greater respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms, and foster a democratic Armenia at peace with its neighbors. The U.S. remains equally committed today as it did 28 years ago to helping Armenia on its path. We also support and encourage Armenia's continued engagement in the OSCE Minsk process. We hope through the Minsk process to find a peaceful and lasting settlement to the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. Since independence and before, the Armenian and American people have shared a strong and enduring partnership. I'm pleased to say that the American people have been important supporters of Armenia throughout its history. And I'm also proud to note that Armenia has remained a steadfast partner to the United States on many fronts. We're thankful to Armenia for the continued contributions to NATO operations in Afghanistan and in Kosovo. Let me also extend a thanks to the many Armenian Americans, many of whom are here tonight. I thank you personally for the work that you're doing. The work that you're doing to help strengthen U.S.-Armenia relations is vital. You're valued partners, and we appreciate your contributions as a bridge between our two countries. We look forward to continuing to work with you and continuing to build on the relationship that we've developed these past 28 years and beyond. I'm pleased to say the enduring partnership between American and Armenians are stronger than ever before. We look forward to many more celebrations with you. We look forward to 28 years from now when we can celebrate again. Congratulations on Armenia's Independence Day. Shnor Havor to everyone.
Thank you.